It's a second line day. We're in gate 57, and the second line is called cleansing. The second line of the 57, it doesn't know how clear it can be because nobody has called upon its power of intuition. And when somebody does, of course, that's the moment when all of that opens up. The splenic gates 48 and 57 are beside each other in the wheel and beside each other in the splenic center. These are the gates that open up the possibility of linking the splenic system to the throat and its metamorphic capabilities, connecting the splenic system to the thyroid system. These can be the healthiest people on earth because their thyroid operates in harmony with their splenic system without the need of a bridge or a filter through another center. When you're looking at these gates, the recognition is that to have a solution or to have an intuitive knowing is fundamentally a healthy thing. And it's very important to be able to get that solution or that knowing out. There's a lifetime learning here. It's the only line. I think I'm going to check again. I did check a moment ago. Yep, it's the only line out of all of the lines here in 57 that has a lifetime learning. And it says the clarity to establish proper values and ideals must be accompanied by resolute determination to maintain them. The great dilemma of knowing, the knowing circuit, is that if you have an intuition, you have to live it out. If you don't live it out, you're going to suffer the consequences. You know, sitting in the hospital with your leg up in plaster saying, I just knew that was going to happen. That is so typical of splenic people. They have the gut feeling, that splenic hit, but it gets overridden and ignored. The exaltation says perfected cleansing through inner realization, the possibility for proper values and ideals through intuition. These people have their realizations on their own, tucked away in their own room, you know, and it is other people that are always calling them out because they need that intuition. This 57 is part of individuality. It is also part of integration. Integration without the 57 sounds like I am 20, busy, the 34, for myself, 810. They do not know what they're doing because there's no awareness. That's what the 57 brings. So the 57 isn't just being called by one gate, one harmonic gate at the end of the channel. It's being called by all three. And the temptation of the 57 is to want to be all three. To want to be the archetype, to want to be the perfected form, to want to be the penetrating awareness. In the lower trigram, without the transpersonal skills, it can be deeply self-absorbed. You know, this is a deeply self-absorbed gate. Integration can be deeply self-absorbed and selfish as a channel. In the detriment, a superficial cleansing that tends to hide the dirt underneath the carpet. The possibility that the depth of the intuition will be treated superficially. These people don't always get called out. Their intuition doesn't always get called out. A lot of things can go on around them in their lives that they knew were going to happen to their friends, to other people. It's their gift, and yet it doesn't always come out. And the other aspect here is in not being ready to accept the values and ideals that are being projected out of your own system as a second line. In other words, having your own morality that says, no, my mind says that's not right, so I'm just going to sweep that under the carpet. Shh. I'll sweep myself and everything that I am under the carpet, and I'll try to be something else that I am not. The possibility for proper values and ideals through intuition, not through thinking, not through feeling, but spontaneously through intuition. I've mentioned genetic continuity a few times, now and then, as we've been moving through these 64 hexagrams. Genetic continuity operates through the lines. And we have seen, well, and other places, but for our benefit, uh, oh God, what's the word? Um, oh, fuck it. For what we're talking about here, then we'll just go with the lines. And we can see an enormous similarity between each of the lines with that same line in other gates. So all first lines, for example. And we can also tell a story by following the lines through their journey around the wheel and also through the streams. And I've talked about streams a little bit over these last couple of transits, but the way that they connect with each other in their energetic journey within the structure of the body graph. When we looked at the overview for 57, I talked about the stream of intuition that runs from the 38 in the root to the 28 in the splenic system, and then slips across the splenic system into the 57 here, and then up to the 20. This is the stream of intuition. Gate 28 in the second line is called shaking hands with the devil, and it has a lifetime learning that says distasteful alliance. So the 57-2 is called cleansing. The clarity to establish proper values and ideals must be accompanied by resolute determination to maintain them. The establishment of proper values and ideals is not mental. It is not something that is thought out. If you have this line, your values and ideals, they come out intuitively. They are coming out so that you can project them outwards to the other side, to the 20, in this case, for expression. When you tell the story through the lens of the stream, you could say that you have shaken hands with the devil and you have learned the lessons of distasteful alliance. And then you can come to the 57-2 and say, okay, now I know what my proper values are supposed to be. Every struggle will change your morality. Somebody who will struggle with you and show you that life is of value, they may change your morality about the nature of what you thought about those people and who they are. This is the story that we can tell in different ways, through the lines, through the streams, through the circuits. So I'm geeking out again, aren't I? I'm a lot of fun at dinner parties, honestly. From the second line, there is always a potential to project out these values and ideals, but they are not thought out. This is why people are sometimes uncomfortable with their intuition. Those values and ideals are not a mental construct. They are there to keep you alive in the moment. Those values and ideals are your body's innate intelligence. The grounding is coming through the opposition in the wheel, of course, the gate 51. In the second line, it is called withdrawal. And it makes sense to me that withdrawal would be very helpful during the process of cleansing. During the process of perfected cleansing through intuition. So Mercury moved into gate 32 this morning, the gate of continuity and duration, where we learn that the only thing that endures is change. And gate 32 brings us the fear of failure because it's a splenic gate. Failure brings us the possibility of being thrown out of the tribe, of having our ambitions crumble as the tribe withdraws its support. These are the themes that you could look out for over the next 4 days while Mercury is in this transit. And Venus moves into gate 43 today, bringing in some focus on our insights. And these are mental insights as opposed to the splenic body intuition that we're getting from gate 57. These two gates are linked because they are in the same circuit. And hearing is a feature of this circuit, with 57 being the right ear and 43 being the inner ear. Reminds me of a joke. Shall I tell you a joke? How many ears did Davy Crockett have? He had 3 ears. He had his left ear, he had his right ear, and he had his wild front ear. I wonder if that was gate 43. The moon moved into gate 26 at 9:48 this morning, the gate of the egoist, the taming power of the great, sitting in the ego, pointing down towards the splenic center. This is the gate of the trickster. It can be very playful in its manipulations, or it could turn into darker machinations. Both sides of the coin are possible, of course. And gate 11 is next at 20:37. This is the gate of ideas in the ajna, also known as the gate of peace. This is the peace that can be found when an idea has clicked into place, when the confusion has been made sense of. When the moon moves into gate 10 at 19 minutes past 7 tomorrow morning, it brings us a channel with the sun in gate 57. This is the channel of perfected form, the channel of beauty, with behavior that arises from our own intuition, from our own body's intelligence. This is where our life is a canvas and our behavior is our art. If we follow our intuition, we will always create beauty through our actions. Lovely. We can all experience what it's like. So if we don't generally have the G center and North Splenic center defined in our chart, we will have for a little while we've got this 5710 in the transit. Okay, lovelies, I will see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much for tuning in for this gate and line. I will see you, sorry, Blackbird. Yeah, I'm done. I'll see you tomorrow. Go gently. Bye bye now.